So before I go outside and start doing some yard work, I've been doing my thing. I've been screwing around. And you know what I realized? Out in my backyard, I've got my Michigan cacti, and that does 20 meters. I've got my 80-meter end-fed wonder wire thrown over the tree branch. That does 20 meters with my multi-tap on. And I don't know how far they're separated. I don't care. I might go out and pace it off in a minute, but what I wondered, what happens if I put them both in parallel with unknown phasing, right? My unknown is within arm's reach. The vertical is on the end of a 75-foot run of RG213, okay? So crazy phasing. Throw them in parallel, and now I've got an SWR. My SWR went up to about 1.7 to 1, 1.8 to 1, and that's fine. I just hit the tune button on the radio, and I wanted to compare, right? I wanted to compare. I wanted to see if there's any difference at all in RBN hits. So what we've got here, here's a screenshot of an RBN hit using the vertical only, okay? I better not make it full screen like that because I lose the title. Okay, that's 20 meters, 100 watts, vertical only, using the cacti. Okay, you can see that well, let's look at the next picture. You'll see who I got. So you can see that I worked an OL7 and an OK2 and an HA7, okay? That's with the vertical only and at 100 watts. That doesn't surprise me. So then, whoops, that was the wrong screenshot. So let me, okay. So this is showing, let me show you what I did. At this, starting with this VE6 right here, that's where I started testing with the two antennas running in parallel, okay? And the reason I did this screenshot was, these RBN hits are neither here nor there, but to me they're more meaningful than WSPR testing for as a CW op. But anyway, so this is where I made this transition to both of them in parallel. And you'll see that N0OI was 15 dB on the vertical alone. He dropped to 10 dB. Okay, so that showed me that maybe I'm seeing some directivity, and that's the DX maps hits based on I guess they're directly tied to the RBN skimmer. I don't know, whatever. And another thing you'll notice, so that VE6 right here was the last on the vertical only. He was 7 dB. Well, he picked me up again when I had both antennas connected in parallel. I went from 7 dB to 11 dB. There's another hint that maybe this antenna's got some directivity. And I'm trying to, for the most part though, when I connected the two antennas in parallel, with only one exception, I think, with that exception of this one right here, from here up, were all unique hits that I did not get until I connected both antennas in parallel. So is this hybrid mashup acting as some kind of phased array? Well, I'll find out. This evening I'm going to do some signal comparisons. Well, probably not today because I'm going to get busy. I'm going to do some signal level comparisons in receive mode on various stations interested primarily in DX to see if this thing, to see if I can ever actually, switch switch the end fed into circuit and see if the DXer I'm listening to either significantly increases in signal strength or drops. One or the other. It doesn't matter. Either or will indicate directivity. I'm going to go outside for a second. Hang on.
See, man, the silly ass thing is, I can't tell what I'm pointing at, but my 80-meter end fed comes out there, right? I don't even know if I'm pointing my phone at it. I think I am. Goes up there, up to that tree way up there, and then drops straight down. So, if it is a phased array, what direction does it point, huh? Hang on. And so now I'm standing under the tree where the vertical component of my 80-meter end fed hangs downward. Is that what's being phased with the cacti? If so, we're looking at about 35 degrees. Yeah, I don't know why I screw around with this shit like I do, but it's fun. It's interesting to me.